6 feet by 9, concrete walls, a steel door, no window, and definitely no barbell. Just you, a cold floor, and 23 hours a day with nothing to fill them but the slow feeling of getting weaker. That was daily life for a man named Charles Bronson, the guy British newspapers loved to call the most dangerous prisoner in the country. He did over 40 years behind bars, and most of that time he spent completely alone in solitary. No coach, no spotter, no plates to load, nothing but his own body weight and an ocean of empty hours. And here's the part that stops people. This man claims he can bend a steel door with his bare hands. Now maybe that's legend, maybe it's a story that grew in the dark, but the training he wrote about is not made up. In his own book, he says there were days he'd knock out close to 3,000 push-ups. Not the lazy kind either. Diamond push-ups, wide grip, handstand push-ups pressed straight up against the wall, burpees, squat thrusts, all of it packed into a room smaller than the bathroom you got ready in this morning. 6 days a week, no excuses, no missed sessions. Somebody once asked him what he'd do if he lost his arms and legs. His answer was basically that he'd find a way to train anyway. And you'd love to write him off as one strange outlier, one broken man doing broken man things in a box. Except he isn't the only one. There's someone dropped into almost the exact same nightmare. Zero equipment, garbage food, no room to move, and this name you already know cold. You've watched him on tape. You've probably flinched watching him on tape. One of the most terrifying punchers the sport has ever produced, and he walked into a cell just like Bronson did. Most people were certain he'd come out a shadow of himself. What actually happened to his body in there is the reason you're still watching. Mike Tyson. In 1992, he went away for 3 years. Think about what that means for a fighter. No ring, no heavy bag swinging back at you, no sparring partners, no mitts, no strength coach counting your reps. Every serious person in boxing assumed the same thing. He'd come back slow, rusty, soft, finished. Instead, he came back thicker than he left. How does a man build muscle in a cage with nothing? A deck of playing cards and the bare floor of his cell. Here's the actual routine, because it sounds too simple to work. He'd lay 10 cards on the ground in a line, a few inches between each one. He'd squat down to grab the first card, carry it to the second, squat to set it down, then squat again to scoop both back up. Every card he added meant another squat on the way through. By the time he reached that 10th card, he was dropping into 10 squats in a row just to clear the pile. One full pass came out to 100 squats, and Tyson didn't stop at one pass. He ran it twice, back to back, no rest in between. Then he piled more on top. Endless push-ups, sit-ups until his stomach cramped, hours of running laps around the yard. So when he finally walked out and stepped back through the ropes, nobody had to be told anything. People saw it instantly. His legs were fuller, his thighs were straining the fabric of his boxing shorts in a way they never did before he went in. No squat rack built those wheels. Cards did, concrete did, and a man who flat out refused to come back weak did. So you've got two of the hardest human beings who ever lived, and both of them built their strongest bodies locked in a box with absolutely nothing. That should bug you a little. Because if that's true, then most of what you've been sold about strength is a lie. And there's a specific reason these routines work that the fitness industry really doesn't want you thinking about. Most people are convinced you need heavy iron to get genuinely strong. Of course they believe that. The fitness industry spent decades drilling it into them because you can't put a prison cell on a payment plan. But peel back these routines and look at what's really firing underneath, and it gets uncomfortable. Start with volume. Insane, relentless volume. Inside a cell, time is the one thing you are never short on, and the sharpest inmates turn every dead hour into reps. We're not talking 3 sets of 10 and then a wander over to the smoothie counter. We're talking hundreds, sometimes thousands of reps, stacked up week after week after week. Bronson didn't roll off his bunk one morning and casually fire off 2,000 push-ups. He started exactly where you'd start, then he added a few reps, then a few more, and he kept adding, month after month, year after year, until the number stopped sounding human. That kind of grind does something to a body that a tidy gym program simply never will. The muscle gets denser, the tendons turn to cable, your engine expands until you barely recognize your own conditioning. Which drags us straight into the second reason, compound movements. Every single thing in a prison workout hits several muscles at once. A push-up was never just chest. It's shoulders, triceps, and your whole core bracing to keep you rigid. A squat was never just quads. It's glutes, hamstrings, and your lower back holding the line. A burpee is your entire body thrown into one ugly, gasping motion. Now picture the average gym floor. A guy parked on a machine, isolating one muscle, letting a padded seat do his stabilizing for him, then resting 3 full minutes while he scrolls his phone. That builds mirror muscle. Pretty, hollow, and slow. A cell doesn't offer that luxury. And that's exactly why it produces something the machine never can. And it ties directly into the third thing, the part almost everyone gets wrong about rest: minimal rest. Prisoners are not standing around for 3 minutes admiring themselves between sets. They keep moving. Push-ups straight into squats, squats straight into pull-ups off the bunk frame, then into burpees. No pause worth mentioning. The heart rate never drops, which means every session is strength work and cardio welded into the same 20 minutes. You're stacking muscle while you strip fat. You're getting denser while your lungs are on fire. A tight prison circuit will have you soaked and shaking inside 30 minutes, and it'll do more for you than that same bro split you've been dragging around for 3 years. Then there's the fourth thing, and this one is almost beautiful: forced creativity. When federal prisons and a bunch of states started ripping the free weights out in the mid-90s, inmates didn't quit. They got clever. No dumbbells? Fill a trash bag with water and curl it. No barbell? Put your cellmate across your back and squat him for reps. No pull-up bar? Grip the top of the door frame and haul yourself up. Loop a towel over a rail and row. That's not just making do. That's progressive overload with zero equipment. The second something gets easy, they make it harder. Feet up on the bunk, one arm instead of two. Slow the rep way down. Add a body on the back. Your muscles have no idea whether the tension is coming from a barbell or a jug of water. They only understand load, and these guys figured that out long before any trainer put it on a slide. And the fifth reason is the one no gym on earth can put in a bottle and sell you: mindset. When your safety literally depends on how hard you are, you don't skip. You don't take a soft week because you're not feeling it. You don't sit there negotiating with yourself over whether today counts as a rest day. There's no music, no mirror selfies, no hype man in your ear. There's a floor and a fact, and the fact is that being weak in that place is not an option you get to pick. So let me hand you the actual weapon they used and how you start swinging it today. First one, they call it the deck of pain. All you need is a normal deck of 52 playing cards. That's the whole shopping list. Here's how it runs. Pick 4 exercises and pin 1 to each suit. Say hearts are push-ups, spades are pull-ups, diamonds are squats, clubs are sit-ups. Swap in whatever you like, that part is yours. Shuffle it, drop it face down, and start turning cards over one at a time. The suit tells you the exercise. The number on the face tells you the reps. Flip a 7 of hearts, you owe 7 push-ups. Flip a 10 of diamonds, 10 squats. Face cards, jack, queen, king, all count as 10. Aces sting for 11. Turn a card, pay the reps, turn the next one. No skipping, no shuffling to dodge a bad card. The deck is in charge, not you. Now watch the math turn cruel. 13 cards per suit, and if you total every value from ace to king, that's 95 reps. Times 4 suits, and you finish the deck sitting on 380 reps spread across 4 movements. But the total isn't what breaks people, it's the chaos. You might flip 3 face cards in a row, and suddenly you're staring down 30 reps back to back to back with no warning at all. Your brain never gets to plan, and that's the point, because a body that can't predict the next punch just has to keep taking them. Some guys make it genuinely evil and put all 4 suits on one exercise. Picture 380 burpees dealt out at random. Most people alive cannot finish that. A $5 deck of cards in 20 minutes, and it'll wreck you cleaner than any machine ever has. Which loops us right back to Tyson's 10-card squat, the one that filled out those shorts, and there's a detail about how he got that jacked in there that changes the whole story. But before that, there's a method that might be the smartest bodyweight structure ever built, and it crawled out of one of the ugliest places on the planet: Cerezo Prison, Ciudad Juarez, Mexico. The Huarez Valley Method. The idea is almost stupidly simple, right up until it eats you alive. You pick one exercise, say push-ups, and you commit to 20 sets. But you don't just march down from 20 to 1. You bounce. First set is 20 reps. Second set is a single rep. Third set is 19. Fourth set is 2. See it forming? You've got 2 counters running at the same time, one falling from the top, one climbing from the bottom, and they crawl toward each other set after set until they collide in the middle. Add every rep up and it lands on exactly 210. Now you're probably thinking, why not just go 20, 19, 18 all the way down? Same 210 reps. Inmates tried that too. They call it the jailhouse 20. Here's why it's worse. Counting straight down, the first few sets flatten you, and the last few are a joke. By the time you're grinding out sets of 3, 2, 1, the workout has already died in your hands. The Huarez wave never dies, because you're forever slammed between a brutal set and an easy one. Your body never fully recovers and never fully quits. For rest, they'd pace a couple of steps across the cell and turn straight back around. No timer, no sitting. Finish all 20 as fast as you can. Under 20 minutes, you're strong. Under 15, the yard belongs to you. And if you've never touched anything like this, don't throw yourself at the full 20. Run a Huarez 10 instead. Same wave, odd sets falling from 10, even sets climbing from 1. So 10, 1, 9, 2, 8, 3, and on it goes. 55 reps. One exercise, 3 days a week, and stop worrying about the clock until you can clear it in under 8 minutes without stopping. Then, and only then, you earn the full 20, and the day that stops scaring you is the day you'll want a body on your back.